gentlemen, this is Com 385 Sports Talk. I'm Brandon Kahila, and this is our resident sports expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert now. Christian Gilbert.
And today we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns. Has their draft class over the past 2 years, is that going to help them get over the slump that they're in?
And my answer, shockingly to everybody, is yes. I feel like the Cleveland Browns can finally get over the hump after having probably the worst records in history as far as like just football or just sporting history. Went 1-32, 1-31 over the past 2 seasons. Last winning record was recorded in 2007 of a 10-6 record. If you have been keeping up with NFL talk or just the Cleveland Browns in general, you know that they did a massive overhaul for the past 2 years. They've been recouping the draft picks. They've been trading off people to get more draft picks, and they finally let loose in this 2018 draft. They with the first overall selection, they drafted Baker Mayfield. The 4th overall selection, they went out and drafted cornerback Denzel Ward. That was probably the best cornerback thus far in the 2018 draft. But the real question is, are those players and are those picks going to turn out into wins this 2018 season? And like I said, my answer would be yes, because like I said, I just feel like the massive overhaul that they did, you just look at the roster. The wide receiver core is probably bar none, like not trashing anybody else, but bar none, they're probably one of the at least top 10 on paper. They're top 10 as far as like looking good. They have Josh Gordon, which is a freakish athlete. I have to show you, like when we get off air, I'm gonna have to show you his picture. Like he's like ripped up. They have Josh Gordon, 6'6" frame, about 230 something pounds, freak athlete. They have their former first round pick, Corey Coleman. He's a speedster. He can take the top off of any defense. And then they just brought in Jarvis Landry from the Miami Dolphins, which is another. He's a technician at his position. He can really run on the outside. He can run the slot. He can get any yards that you want within the hashes or outside. So they have a good trio at that wide receiver position. At the quarterback position, that's where really the Cleveland Browns have struggled. That's been the laughing stock. That's been the where everybody gets their laugh from, is the quarterback position with the Cleveland Browns.
So what do the Cleveland Browns need to do to fix that quarterback situation?
I feel like they have already started to, work on that. I feel like them letting go of Kaiser, it's not Kaiser's fault for throwing all them interceptions. Let's get that squared away. But at the same time, bringing in Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback from the Bills, I feel like the way he plays conservative. He doesn't turn the ball over. That's the main thing that the Cleveland Browns have struggled with, is turning the ball over at the quarterback position. So I feel like Tyrod, his conservative play is the first step. Then drafting Baker Mayfield, they can finally get their explosive playmaker that they can and will have at the quarterback position.
So let's talk about the Browns' defense. How are they going to hold up this year?
I feel like they can do the same things that they did the past years. They were a top 10 defense on the rushing side. They have, of course, last year they drafted Myles Garrett from Texas A&M. And like I said, this year they had drafted cornerback Denzel Ward from Ohio State. So I feel like they're doing the right things. It's just putting it all together. They went out and signed Amarius Randall to play safety to help the secondary men together. They got a lot of guys. They got Christian Risby. They have him. He's a Pro Bowler this year, and I feel like they have all the necessary pieces to be successful at their individual positions. They just the tough thing about it, they just having a tough time putting it all together. That's the main thing. If I were to give you a win-loss total from going 0-16 last year to 2018, I would probably flirt with along the lines of being 7 wins. I would say 7-9 is the goal, is for the Cleveland Browns. I feel like they can get 7-9. 7-9, almost get a playoff berth or get a wild card spot, because the AFC North is a tight race every year. You have the Steelers that's on top right now. You have the Ravens that's coming back, had injuries and had poor quarterback play. You had the Bengals that having a down year, but they'll slowly be back. But I feel like if the Browns can get a 7-9 record, no moral victories, but at the same time, it would be a big moral victory for the Cleveland Browns to go from 115 2016, 0-16 from 2017 to 7-9. You can't be happier if you're a Cleveland Brown fan and you're 7-9. So I feel like that's a big step in the right direction.
Well, it seems like things are going to be looking up for the Cleveland Browns this season. Once again, I'm Brandon Kahila, your host of Com 385 Sports Talk.
And I'm Christian Gilbert, the sports expert for Com 385 Sports Talk.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. See you next time.